Okay, yesterday's video went a little higher than we expected, and there was an influx of requests and information regarding what we were doing. We don't have these for sale right now. We're getting them so that we can test it out and see what's up. That being said, the Lite was on the schedule. Now there's something different about this bike, and that is that in the menu of the display, they've locked down P08, which I believe is the high speed setting. Typically comes in at 32. Well, on the Lectric Lite, that thing is locked in, so P08 is unchangeable when you go into the settings. P08 is set on 32, and there is no way that it moves. It just blinks because it's locked out. So for fun, I thought, why not take this Lectric XP2.0 display and controller, and let's see if we can override the speed limit on this display for this controller and the rear hub. And then if that doesn't work, we have our sample controller, which we're testing, which you've seen on the XP2.0, which caused an uproar with some people. And then we have the LCD M5, the M5 model for this display, which looks more like the XP1.0 with the controller buttons. And then it has an actual separate connection that we will sort out when we get inside there. But other than that, without the Lectric on there, it looks like the original display. So we're gonna hold off on this for a minute, and we are going to test out a display for Lectric XP 2.0 on a Lectric Lite and see what that does. We've already tested the speed limit. It caps out at 20 miles per hour. I put it up next to a phone app, so we know what to expect with this one. 20 miles an hour limit, 32 on P08, but this one opens up to 100 on P08, and I believe it's gonna plug right in, and what I can do is test it immediately. If you haven't already, check out E-Bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida in the Facebook groups. Get in there, create an event, go for a ride, and invite your fellow e-bikers. YouTube is our primary, so please give us a like and subscribe. Here we go. I'm just gonna scoot this over here and then install the other one so I don't have to take it all the way off. Now there are nuts on the back side of this, so don't drop them. So right there, I am in. I'm gonna go into the settings, should land on P08, and then I'm gonna go ahead and bump that up to 100. All right, I'm gonna go take this thing for a ride. I need to change P06, which is the wheel diameter. So 22, I want it down to 20. Perfect. So this is throttle only Lectric XP 2.0 controller on a Lectric XP Lite. The battery is not charged and I have already stressed it, so I imagine that I'm going to need to get going the other way before I get any kind of indication. I only saw a peak of what was it, 15 on current output. Nothing amazing to report with the Lectric XP 2.0 display. Likely most of the parameters are controlled by the controller for power output, speed limiting, current limiting, which I saw at only 18, and it's not to be trusted on this display. Anyway, so now we are going to take our aftermarket controller. Our only concerns right now are wiring connection and making sure that it doesn't overpower the motor, but typically we anticipate that the safety factor of the motor build will be able to compensate for the extra output of the controller. Keep in mind that the controller is comparable to factory specs of a Lectric XP, so XP 1.0 and 2.0. So this is a Lectric all-wheel dual battery discharge balancer. We're going to leave that. Here's our new controller. Red and black wires on the outside. These are the specs for your XP Lite controller. So straight away, right, I don't have a speedometer. So what I'm gonna do is pause this and then record my screen and then turn on my GPS speedometer. So I reached up to 20 miles an hour with the GPS. Okay, so at this point, we know that this is the XP 2.0 display. I didn't get a mile per hour readout, so no velocity readouts, and I didn't get a current readout either. So I have still on the hookup the original XP Lite display, so I'm just gonna take off this XP 2.0 display, put the light back on, and then go back out. The battery's it's about half full. I think it's under 48 volts right now, but I should be able to judge what's going on with the controller, and hopefully we'll get some function back with the higher amp discharge of the controller. Maybe we'll see something different.
Here.
All right, no luck with the Lectric XP Lite display. The controller is actually prohibiting the signal for the speed sensor, so we do not have any kind of readout for speed, and we also don't have a current readout. Alas, we did not find success with the sample controller when it comes to the XP Lite. Kind of anticipated, would have hoped for something different, but there's a couple variables here. The model for the M5 display is different. The controller for the bike itself is different from the XP2.0. And of course, the motor is different at 350 watts versus the 500 watt rear hub. We also suspect there is some limiting capacity within the motor, as well as censorship signal read differentiation between the motor and controller for this one versus the XP 2.0. I do have in my hands an XP 2.0 factory controller and an XP Lite controller. There's not much differentiation that you can really tell, except for something exciting where I see the UL. I hope that that is UL certification. The model number is different. The current limit output is different as well, with 15 being the max for the XP Lite and 18 amps being the max for the XP 2.0. We know now that we're actually going to have to specify some of those differentiations, which will take a little bit more time when we get with our supplier for the controller. And for those that were hoping that the XP Lite would be on the menu for the ability to upgrade, it is not looking good on this round, but we're going to keep you in mind, and likely it would be first alternate for the next round of upgrades. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube page. Check out Facebook group, E-Bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, get on there, make an event, and invite your fellow e-bikers to ride. Instagram, Reels, TikTok, and what am I for? Threads. Please, we'll talk to you next time.